Sci-Fi.
La la la.
Welcome to We Are Not Here to Please You episode, what is it, 18?
18.
18, yeah, and with even less energy this time. Yeah, as some of you guys know, we record back-to-back 2 episodes, so
Yeah.
all that bitching around from the last episode took a lot of energy out.
Quite. And now we're just trying to do something that would fill the 45 minutes so we can just go home.
Well, first of all, I say like that, I'm fucking getting here angry like hell. Like, I'm dieting since like 3 days, like in a really like eating barely anything way, because I'm planning to go to a festival and it smells like fucking food in that place.
Yeah,
I'm getting fucking cranky with all food.
He was giving me looks when I was eating some crisps.
Fuck
or
yeah.
chips, as they are known in the US. And now my other half is actually making me some pizza in the kitchen.
Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you with a fucking toilet brush.
What, you fuck toilet brushes? How does that happen?
No games now. Me angry. Oh my god, but it's amazing how angry you can get if you eat little to none.
Yeah, don't do that.
I want to be able to wear some kind of clothes when I go to the damn festival.
But you're still basically fairly human shaped.
Yeah,
Like,
you
you
make
know,
that swallow the planet
Taller than wide.
Yeah, but there's one thing like having gained a lot or looking like a fucking blob.
Yeah.
By the way, let's get first our show info out of the way.
And our contact info is as follows. You can find us on Twitter at WANHTPY, and under that you can find us on iTunes as well.
And you find us as well on Stitcher under our complete name, We Are Not Here to Please You. And under the same name, we are as well on Facebook.
And our email is wearenothertopleaseyou@gmail.com.
For any suggestions, ideas, submissions.
Yeah.
And all the previously mentioned things you can find on wearenotheretoPleaseYou.blogspot.fi, our headquarter, our watchtower. Well, there we are.
And now, back onto how you are a humongous blob of human.
Fuck you. Yeah, at that point I'm actually getting way more angry about nothingness from pure hunger. I'm not sure if I'm gonna resort to cannibalism at some party on that show.
Yeah, I might need to keep my opinions to myself
Yeah,
from now on.
better so. Do we have anything? This time actually we do not have anything on that list.
Well, that's the end of our outline. So,
Well,
I guess that's the
it
end
was
of
a
the
great show.
yeah. Well,
Come
Actually,
on, we take it easy. So, like,
Yeah.
talking. I read the idea was facts that are not true.
yeah, this time around we thought we'd go into some of the things that everyone knows to be true, which actually aren't.
Yeah.
That's all.
So what part are we starting with? Your fancy book?
Well, yeah, actually I have a book here which tackles this very subject, known as the Book of General Ignorance by John Lloyd and John Mitchinson. Apparently everyone who does these things is called John, so hello John.
Yeah. I guess so. Hi,
Yeah.
John.
Yeah.
Whoever the fuck you are, and I bet you have food.
Yeah.
Yeah, keep going. I've come down, I'm on my zen place.
You found your happy place, is it? Well, it contains quite a few interesting bits of knowledge that you thought you knew, and then it kind of rubs it in your face how kind of stupid you are to think that.
I think nowadays it's even a little bit less as it used to be like pre-internet, because they were just rumors and there were just like no technique and way to debunk them. Like
Well,
the whole
yeah.
Bigfoot thing. Now you can analyze videos and do shit to prove it wrong.
Yeah, that's true. We have the technology, but then it doesn't always translate to actual knowledge, especially when you have things that you think that you really know
Because
to be true.
But many of them are really old things that you still carried with you that believe that it is.
And your grandfather told it to your father, who told it to you, and then you heard it at school from all the other people around
and the
there.
cool kid said it.
Yeah, and then you keep on believing it until, for whatever
Somebody
reason,
opens up a book.
For whatever reason, somebody opens up this book filled with snide remarks about your ignorance.
Okay, then tell me how ignorant I am.
Well, how about this? What man-made artifacts can be seen from the moon?
They always say the Wall of China, but I hear that's debunked. You only can see it if you actually bring a picture of it with you to the moon.
Yeah, that's true.
Do I have any options there what you can give me?
On this one, no. But you basically kind of covered it with the Great Wall of China because that's the one that
That's
people
a myth,
always
yeah.
go with. And actually, there are no human-made things that you can
Because
actually
I just
see.
try to think of what is actually bigger than the,
Yeah.
Wall of China, and
Yeah.
try to think of the pyramids and everything, but no, they are actually like way into so much smaller.
Yeah. And the book goes to say that the idea that the Great Wall is the only man-made object that can be seen from the moon is actually, just confusing the moon with space in general, because space is quite close. It starts about 100 kilometers from the Earth's surface. And from there, many artificial objects are visible, like motorways, ships on the sea, railways, even cities,
Well, I guess from that
fields
distance,
of crops, and even some individual buildings. Yeah.
well, I think like space really leaves a lot of space for interpretation. We are again full of smart remarks.
Oh, there he goes with the punning.
God, because I'm so full energy.
The cunning punnist.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yeah. Did you have anything, or
Well, let's go for that. Let's get it properly in the mood. So I think that's kind of easy because I'm now gotten all that kind of weirdly angry. Let's get back into normal recording mood. Cheer me up.
Well, who invented the telephone?
Not Bell.
Yeah, I told you that.
No, but I heard about that actually at some point also. But
Yeah.
who was it again? Do we have options?
Not really.
Damn it! They should make that like a quiz book.
Yeah. Was it A. David Hasselhoff,
No, he tore down the Berlin Wall.
B. Alexander Graham Bell, C. Barack Obama,
Thanks, Obama.
or D. Antonio Meucci?
I'm not sure, but my gut tells me D.
Wow, you're so smart.
Well, I was between him and Hasselhoff.
Yeah, it's
Well, I guess he was too busy eating the hamburger and didn't get around to it. It took them quite a while.
yeah.
That was an embarrassing video, by the way.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I still laugh in the hopes that you don't go there. But anyway, apparently, there was this Florentine inventor, Meucci, who in 1960 first demonstrated a working model of an electric device he called Teletrofono.
No wonder it didn't succeed. It was a shitty name like that.
Yeah. And funny thing is, Bell actually registered his patent in 1876, and Meucci obviously sued him for it. And Meucci sent his original sketches and working models to the lab at Western Union, and by an extraordinary coincidence, Bell worked in the very same lab, and the models had mysteriously disappeared.
What a coincidence.
How about that? That's just so sad for poor Meucci. I mean, man.
But well, good for her, for Bell then, apparently.
Yeah.
I mean, he took the step that were needed to get ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
Well, it's not a fair way, but
Yeah, and in the end, the original inventor died in 1889, while his case against Bell was still underway, and as a result, Bell kind of got credited for the whole thing. I wonder if there were some mysterious circumstances involved in his death as well.
no way.
That would go.
Maybe the call came from inside the house.
That would be too far out, yeah.
Oh, I love old horror movies. Come on, that was a good one at least.
Well, we had some space-related stuff before. So
Well, by the way, at that point we have to declare that we really did not talk about that. He basically just spent the last, I don't know, half hour looking through that book.
I've been prepared for quite a long time already. I've owned this book for years now.
Yeah, and you just checked it out.
Yeah, well, that was just, to, I don't
Make
know.
sure to read.
Yeah, yes. Pick out the best ones.
Mhm. Come on, entertain me. Today I'm angry. Today you're the entertainer.
You're angry because you're so hungry. So how about,
Entertain me, monkey. Dance for me. Dance.
where does chicken tikka masala come from?
Malaysia? India? What?
Glasgow.
Yeah, I didn't see that one at all.
I'm sure, but Britain,
Tiki masala is
yeah,
British.
Britain exports chicken tikka masala to India, actually. Invented in Glasgow in the late 1960s, chicken tikka masala, or CTM, is Britain's most popular dish.
It's like the same thing with doner kebab. You know, like it's made by Turkish people in Germany
Yeah.
and be convinced to be a Turkish dish, but it got invented by a Turkish man in Berlin.
Yeah.
So it got actually invented in Germany and then it spilled over to the Turkey
Yep.
area. So that's kind of like, again, one of these moments where you kind of think like, yeah, of course it's Turkish, it's doner kebab.
Mm-hmm.
But no, it's German, or it's in that case British, of course.
Yeah.
Who doesn't think of Britain when you think about tiki
Yeah.
masala?
Yeah. And the original chicken tikka is a traditional Bangladeshi dish, apparently made in a tandoori oven. But the masala bit, which is basically a mixture of spices, that thing.
Every food is a mix of spices.
Yeah, but that particular thing, the combination of these two items was made in Glasgow. So
Or can I educate you on a little origin on a word from Britain? You know how sausages are called bangers?
I do.
You know how it originated?
I have no idea.
Second World War. You know, like
I can only imagine people hitting each other with sausages.
sausages in the face.
Yes.
It was quite a sausage fest.
Yeah.
No.
That's the way the world wars usually end up.
Well, it was a world war, so of course, like meat rations were kind of scarce and so on, yeah. So the butchers tried to make do. So they put all kinds of weird crap into their sausages, like, well, how many cheap sausages are fabricated. But also to make the weight of them, they started to inject them with water.
Okay.
So if you put them on the grill and not how you're supposed to, like you know, poke the sausage or cut it in, that the fat can get released, like
Yes.
a normal halfway decent person fried it. If you just throw it on there, it just gets boiling hot, mixes with the fat in there, oil in there, and it explodes.
Yeah.
From there coming bangers. And it actually scalded and burned the faces of many British citizens.
Well,
And somehow the phrase bangers has survived. At least according to what I read on the internet.
well, that must be true then, because
Well, like we always say, some stories are too good to be ruined
Yeah.
by the truth. We don't know if it's true, if it's
well,
not,
that's
fuck you.
Yeah, that's the truth about bangers, and we're holding on to it.
Yeah, I think it's a good story.
Yeah.
And it makes actually sense, so as long as it makes sense and it entertains me, who gives a fuck?
Yeah. Not I.
Are you looking in the book for any fucks to give?
Yeah, it doesn't really have any. So, no fucks given. Moving on. How would you fly through an asteroid belt?
Well, I guess through the holes for the...
Well,
Well,
I'd use the spaces between the rocks, is what
Yeah.
you're saying. Yeah, well,
I would try to avoid the asteroids.
that's gonna be rather easy because it's very unlikely that you'd collide with anything. Despite what you may have seen in bad sci-fi films, asteroid belts are typically
Hey, I've seen Star Wars.
quite desolate places, and they don't include the majestic mega worms either.
You say that's not true.
Yes.
What's next? What's else is not true? Batman?
He made the stupidest smirk. Oh my god. Fucking Batman. Will this ever end?
That was it for our daily Batman
Yeah.
interruption. No, but keep going. So how does that? Is the
Generally,
Larwood stuff.
the gap between large asteroids is about 2 million kilometers. So unless you have a fucking ginormous, that's a word, spaceship, then you're not very likely to ram into any of those larger boulders.
So the Millennium Falcon would be good.
Yes.
But they made it look kind of rather tight. Also, all the video games from Star Wars depicting it.
Yeah,
It
somehow.
seems like quite a bitch to get through that fucker.
Yeah, like we were talking about the video games being challenging enough. There might be some kind of artistic license that's been used there. Instead of press X to go faster. And then that's the only control you have because you're not going to be ramming into anything. Ever.
Yeah,
You have
of
just
course.
flown through an asteroid field at breakneck speed. Don't you feel very accomplished now?
Achievement, 20,000 points.
Yeah.
Everybody is a winner.
Asteroid,
Fuck that.
yeah, asteroid navigator.
You know what? We are
award.
raising a fucking bunch of losers that can't get along in the world because they think they are fucking special. You know what? You're fucking not. You know what? Actually, most of us are way below average. Yeah, biggest part. So, you know what? Most likely, your kids, not that special. In best case scenario, they are mediocrely normal.
Yeah.
It's the damn fucking truth.
Half the people in this country have lower than average IQ.
I guess I'm in the right mood here. Like we said in the last episode, we haven't been ranting for a while. I guess I have to keep my diet up.
Yeah. What's the main ingredient of air?
Damn it, it was this...
Okay, now we actually have
I hear...
some choices here.
I just make also the word translation in my head.
A, oxygen.
Nope.
B, carbon dioxide. C, hydrogen. D, nitrogen.
I would say B.
Then you die.
I mean C.
Again you die.
D.
This time you don't die. Good thing you had those two extra lives. Yes, nitrogen.
I just tried really badly to remember from biology class what is by now like what the fuck, like at least wait,
So I think like 18 years ago maybe.
yeah, something like them 18 years ago or 16 years ago when they had it in biology class, and I kind of had this weird bar in my head, but I couldn't anymore place the values to it because like, well, it's been always fucking 2 decades ago.
Yeah. Anyhow.
Well, at least I had 2 extra lives. So
Yeah,
fuck
good.
that.
Good for you. You saved them from the gaming episode. Yeah, 78% of the air is nitrogen.
Yeah, oxygen was relatively fucking low.
21 and carbon dioxide is just 1%.
Right, that's what you don't want to have in your garage when you let the car run.
Yeah.
Well, it all depends you want to. If you're a whiny little bitch like, boo-hoo, poor me.
Okay, this thing is right up your...
You see how he tries.
No, but this one includes penises, so you're...
Okay, you have
very
my
interested.
attention.
Yes. So, how many penises does a European earwig have? A, 14. B, none at all. C, 2. 1 for special occasions. Or D, mind your own business.
I like on that question, like just the image of some animal poking his dick in your ear. Just ear fucking you. And just for the sake of it, I want that thing has just cocks all over it. Just 14 massive ear fucking cocks on it.
Alright.
Just bangs the crap out of every little bone in your ear.
Well, you're wrong, but it would seem to...
It would make a better movie, at least better anime.
And it would seem to benefit the animal, seeing as the answer is C. The European earwig carries a spare one in case the first one snaps off.
Wait, so he has 2?
2 dicks. Double dick earwig.
Hey, double dick. Okay, when you said that's up my alley, I should have known that it comes back to double dick too.
Indeed. No, but seriously, in case the first one snaps off, which happens quite frequently. Well, what about when the second one snaps off? What's he gonna do then?
Don't you hate it when your cock just snaps off?
Yeah, and I have none to spare at that point. I've snapped off all my dicks at that point. What am I gonna do?
Well, modern science can help.
Yeah, at that point, I wish I had 14 dicks instead of 2. I mean, then I'd have 12 to spare.
But can you imagine being in puberty with 14 dicks? You're never gonna leave your room.
Yeah, you'd be like...
Or the shower.
Oh, yeah.
Depending on your household situation.
Oh. And imagine the kind of clothes you'd have to wear so you wouldn't be pitching a tent at some point.
You're fucking Circus Village at that point. You're a huge carnival. Not the circus, it's a carnival going on.
Yeah.
Oh my fucking god, that's just amazing. You know what? And I had to fucking picture that in my head.
Yeah.
But you know what? That person would have some worked out upper body muscles. Would look like Carrot Top, only with a normal face.
Yeah.
That dude looks fucked up. Isn't it hard enough that he's a ginger?
Oh boy.
Well, hey, come on, we talked about the cancer kit and we didn't get hate mail, so...
Yeah.
Well, wait till anybody discovers that this show exists and then it just pours in.
I'm really looking forward to it. So, okay, let's go on with some dick things.
Okay, more dicks?
So, which animals are the best endowed of all?
That was one of the small... I heard about that and read about it. Well, I know you're surprised, but do I have options?
Sorry, no.
Because I can't quite recall it, but there was an animal that had kind of something like roughly like a couple of times actually of his body, kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, in relation, you know.
Well, it's not a blue whale if that's what you think.
No. It was a rather small kind of almost insectish kind of.
Yeah. Well, you're in the right because it is barnacles.
Yeah. Oh, barnacles.
These unassumingly modest beasts have the longest penis relative to the size of any creature. They can be 7 times longer than the body.
You see, I heard about it like a couple of times than the body.
But imagine if you had a 14-meter long dick. That could get rather annoying.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to shorten it. No, yeah, I absolutely.
Where are you gonna put that thing?
I guess like wrap it around your hips and wear it as a belt. Hope that you don't get the erection, that it dies for otherwise. I don't fucking know. But seriously,
and then the phrase "you want me to whip it out" becomes a reality.
Definitely. But seriously, if that question would have had options, I would have nailed it. Because I heard about it, and it really bugs me when these things don't have an option.
Well, there's another not so many options kind of thing, but what's the most likely survivor of a nuclear war?
Cockroaches?
That would be
Common
the
answer.
common
but
answer.
I don't know if that's true.
Yeah. It's
I
wrong.
don't have a second guess. Fuck you. Seriously, you're me today? Are you shitting me? Fuck you, I take another beer. I'm just like stating what movies told me.
Yeah.
No, I know it's not true because it's again like if you bring it up in there and your mind jumps to cockroaches, it can't be true.
Yeah.
So it might be bunnies.
It's not. I'm sorry.
They're gonna survive.
Well, they might survive longer than you do.
They're gonna fucking take over the world. Fuck you.
Humans apparently die at a radiation exposure of 1,000 rads.
Rats, like the animal?
Rad. D.
Right. Radiation.
Like, yes, yeah. Degree of radiation measured in rads. So, 1,000 rads, human dies. Cockroach, 20,000 rads. So
Well,
still like
quite a
20,
jump.
still quite a lot more than a human. A fruit fly dies at the toes of 64,000 rads.
Well, who cares? They live like, what, 24 hours?
And then what about the parasitic wasp? That already sounds like something that should
Fuck them.
that should
I
die
hear
like
wasp.
immediately.
Didn't we had that topic in the phobia thing that they're fucking Nazis? Look at the damn uniforms.
Yeah,
And now they're also like fucking almost immune to fucking radiation?
yeah, 180,000 rads.
We had 1,000, am I right? Or 100. What did the humans had?
1,000 for humans.
Yeah, like, fuck that. 180,000 times more.
But apparently the king of radiation resistance is the bacterium Deinococcus radiodurans, which can tolerate a whopping 1.5 million rads.
It's a bacteria. How can that even count?
Except when frozen, when its tolerance doubles.
But say, how can that count? It's a fucking bacteria. I mean, it's some kind of organism, but does it really count in that list?
Well, it's a living thing and it survives things which contain radiation.
Come on, it's the bullshit in that list.
Well, you can go back to the parasitic wasp.
Yeah, fuck that wasp, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we ever get a nuclear holocaust globally, then, we just have a race of fucking wasps apparently rising up. Not Planet of the Apes, planets of the wasps.
Probably some kind of mutated mega wasp that's gonna
Fuck.
do nasty things to you.
Like even more aggressive. Fuck them. I think I cursed too much this time.
Nothing can survive a mutated parasitic wasp.
Yeah. Screw that. I decided now not to curse anymore.
Or you're going.
Fuck that. I'm not. No, I don't even try.
That lasted long. What was the first invention to break the sound barrier? And it wasn't your cursing, by the way.
Well, I guess it was my ass. After Taco Bell. No, I never had Taco Bell, but I want to try Taco Bell. No, I don't. Wait, what broke the sound barrier? I don't again have options, huh?
Sorry, no.
It's kind of hard to think back because of first thought goes, of course, to like fucking airplanes and stuff like that. Aerospace technology and tech and direction can't make words stuff. Give me a hint. Give me option fields. Come on, you know that shit.
Well, it is a handheld object.
My cock?
That's not quite the right answer.
You have no idea how fast I can rub it.
Although we are quite close, considering what we just talked about, those massive 14-meter dicks. Nudge, nudge.
Wait, there was
hint, hint.
An animal that can break the sound barrier?
Nope. This is the invention of a human-made thing.
Wait, I'm close with my dick thing, and we just talked about huge dicks, about the animal that has a 7 times bigger size cock. I'm just so sorry, and my head is only like, how fast can somebody rub his cock to break the sound barrier?
No, it talks about whipping that thing out, and the
whip.
answer is a whip.
Yeah. There it was.
Yeah.
Again, I'm fucking tired, so...
Yeah. In 1927, the crack of the whip was seen to be a mini sonic boom.
I mean, it doesn't make much effect in a fight, but it's damn intimidating. That's the main point of it.
Yep.
Same thing with you fucking with a shotgun pump. You know, it's just a... Like how they like to do it in movies, like, yeah, why would you do that in that moment, but just more dramatically.
Yeah.
I hope I never would have to kill anybody with a shotgun. That I don't have a catchphrase ready before I do it.
I'm trying to be serious and educate you here, and you're just cracking jokes about shotguns.
Well, at least I stopped cursing at you personally.
Well, yeah. Hunger does weird things to a man.
Yeah.
Possibly also to a woman, but I don't have one present, so I wouldn't know.
So,
And
are you gonna educate me further?
yes, for a little bit, and I think this wraps this whole thing up nicely. How much of our brains do we use?
That was a rather small percentage, wasn't it? Like something between 5 and 15?
The actual answer is 100%. Or 3. But it's commonly said we only use 10%
Capacity.
of our brain, and this usually leads to discussions of what we might do if only we could harness the other 90%. In fact,
Or some people even any percent.
well, when you look at some people, you kind of think if they even reach 1%, that's true, but still. In fact, all of the human brain is used at one time or another. And
Well, it's again like how...
the brain should ideally have no more than 3% of neurons firing at any one time. Otherwise, the energy needed to reset each neuron after it fires becomes too much for the brain to handle.
Yeah, I think that's the whole point of like what they say about like that you use like the 10% is kind of like what you use at the time. So that's again that question kind of contradicts itself.
Well, in a way, but when you
It's a
say...
point of view. It's a point of view.
Yeah, well, if you're thinking... Yes, well...
Of course, one
I
time or
agree.
another, it's gonna use some areas.
Yeah, I agree, but the general sentiment, I think, is like you only use 10% of your brain and then you die and 90% of your brain goes to waste and you never used it, and if you could have used it, then you'd be like some kind of a super genius mutant megamind kind of thingy, and that's not how it goes.
Now, or if you listen to that show, you lose right away another 6%.
Yeah, can't you just feel how your mind is going?
Well, we're still teaching stuff.
Yeah. So, now we're at around 35-ish minutes or so, so what do you have regarding this fancy topic?
Okay, let me short look, because I had stuff. Okay,
And junk?
yeah, definitely. All potatoes, no meat.
Well, whenever you're ready.
Well, it kind of seems like now most of them are kind of seeming rather boring.
Really?
Yeah, because I have like like facts that are not true. Like kind of Napoleon was short, because apparently he was kind of like 5 feet 7 inches tall.
Which was probably, what was it, pretty average around that time?
Actually, it was slightly taller than
the
average.
Yeah.
Because like it's been like fucking forever.
Mm-hmm.
Or like things like with what's his name? Van Gogh sliced off his ear. That apparently it was only a piece of his earlobe.
Yeah.
Not even the whole ear, and that he can't even really remember what happened in that thing. That apparently happened in the altercation with this other roommate that he lived with had, because they quite often had altercation.
So-
Apparently he was
so-
mentally unstable too.
So again, the truth comes in the way of a good story.
Yeah, but apparently he still gifted it to a hooker. That piece.
Well, yeah. But it's nothing if he didn't cut it off himself.
Mm.
Yeah.
It doesn't get us personally.
Yeah.
But then she said, I want to have kids. Oh. Then you don't want to open your second gift. Also King Henry the Eighth.
Mm.
I think you're familiar with that character?
He's actually mentioned in this book as well, but yes, go on ahead.
Yeah, that he was apparently a fat, villainous leader, king. But apparently he was like the biggest part, not at all. Apparently he just suffered some injuries and what left him in like constant pain, and well, then he got more and more miserable because his condition deteriorated. And then the wife miscarried, and well, there goes a history lesson from there.
Yeah.
I know, and also like that Einstein apparently was a terrible student.
Yeah.
But you know from where that misconception came? Because the grading system is the opposite way in Germany as it was like from the most countries that read that story.
Right.
Because if you get a 1, it's
Yeah.
actually the highest mark you can get.
Yeah, so they're...
So people interpret it like it
Yeah,
was
so
terrible.
basically they're grading people from, you're in the top, so you get 1, and
Yeah, you're number 1.
Yes.
So it makes sense. But really funny, when I grew up, we still had it up to grade 6.
Mm-hmm.
So you can get grades from 1 to 6.
Yeah.
1 being the best, 6 the most terrible one. If you had 1 6 on your final paper, I mean on your final result in the year, then you couldn't pass the class. If you
Right.
had a 5, you could equal it out with 2 good grades and other things and certain things.
Wow. That's actually total news to me. I've never heard of this grading system.
Well, but you kind of needed. It had to be like in like natural chemistry, biology,
Yeah.
like in this fields, you know.
Yeah.
It had to equal out, so you couldn't, equal out like a language skill with mathematics.
Yeah.
So it
Well,
had to be related.
We had grading system from 4, which was the worst, to 10, which was the best. So again,
What happened to 1 and 3?
who gives a shit about those buses?
Well, they were the
Yep.
better ones of our art.
Yeah, I don't actually know why it is like that, but for whatever reason, someone somewhere decided that the grading system is going to go from 10 being the best to 4 being the failure.
But apparently, it seems to be quite a common thing that the higher numbers, the better grade you
Yeah.
get in most countries. But I guess that's why they misinterpret
Yeah,
it.
it's understandable. And in our universities, we used to have a grading system of 1 to 3.
Well, in
One was worse
universities,
than-
in universities, actually, it's in Germany like so that you can get 12 points.
yeah,
12 points being the maximum points you can get. So related to that, the highest grade you can get.
yeah,
So in universities, it's even more spread out to make it more clear if you sucked or not. But like really, 3 grades, that's total bullshit, you know? You can't even tell if your student in the university is good or not. You know what? 3 means, well, the highest grade. 2, well, was he mediocre? Was he above average? What is the
yeah.
degree in between?
Yeah, it's got to do with all the granularity would probably be the term that we want to use here. I mean, if you have a grading system from 1 to 100, you can be really, really accurate on placing where the person stands. But if
1
if
to
you have
3.
1 to 3, then it's
You can't even judge if you get the paper. You might as well wipe your fucking ass with it.
Yeah.
Because it's not gonna look good. If I would be employee and I see that this person has everywhere 3s, it doesn't mean that he's that particularly good. On a paper from like 1 to 10, he might have only 7s. You know?
Yeah.
You can't even judge a person by that. It's pure bullshit, and I don't get it. And Tia as well complained about in her school. It's just kind of so black and white
Yeah.
judging.
Yeah, it's almost like you either pass or you fail.
Yeah. Fucking bullshit.
So now that that's out of our system.
Well, Let Them Eat Cake from Mario Antoinette was also not from her. Apparently many other chicks said it before. I mean,
Yeah.
woman in history. Fuck it. Like, has we ever been politically correct? And also apparently this Lady Godiva thing was also not true, that she wrote naked.
Yeah.
Like I said, like your stuff sounded way more interesting because it sounded way more engaging. Like
Well,
ninjas wore not really black costumes.
But yeah, that I've just abused that book to my purposes, and you had to do all your own research, so it's not entirely fair. I
Well,
guess.
but I enjoyed it, so don't get me wrong. I just feel like kind of from content, handicapped
Yeah, I understand.
or crippled. Oh, wait, you can't say that either. Fucking spazzed.
For once, I'm prepared better, or at least appear to have been better prepared than you. Usually it's me who's like just left hanging here and trying to make do with whatever I can.
You know what? I'm just gonna look short in my list if I have anything that would be at least short, amusing kind of thing, what we could mention or not. Let's see, let's just pull that damn page up. Yeah, people, you can listen to us, him looking in his book and me surfing the internet.
Now,
Okay.
isn't this fun?
Let's go just with like, well, we talked about facts that are not true. How about facts that are true and numbers to it?
Okay.
Like, what do you think, how much pounds of skin are you shedding in a lifetime?
I kind of have this feeling I've read that some time, but I don't really.
Just put a number on it. You make me guess impossible questions.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be something ridiculous.
Is it 100? Is it 80? Is it 120? Is it 60? Or is it 40?
I was gonna suggest 100, but I'm gonna go with 100.
Well, it's 40.
Yeah. Maybe for you. I'm shedding like a motherfucker.
Well, are you trying to break the sound barrier again?
The skin flakes make me go faster.
Okay, that's actually interesting. You know the reason why the acid in your stomach doesn't eat right through your body? Actually, I read that list the first time like you.
The stomach lining is made of some kind of funky slime bits.
Technically true, so basically the stomach cells are renewing faster than they are destroyed.
Okay.
So they're the fucking rabbits of body cells, just, fucking reproducing non-stop. And
That's almost like the First World War, Go there and then just pushing on other guys after those guys who
just
have
wave
been
after
shot.
wave, yeah.
Yes.
We called it the Operation Human Shield.
Yeah.
But you know that
Wave after wave of my own men. Yeah.
Yeah, Renegade. Yeah, your stomach acid can even eat through fucking razor blades. It can dissolve it. I still wouldn't advise to swallow some. Don't try that at home.
Yeah. We here are not advocating swallowing razor blades. Just
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
Just don't come blaming us when things get fucked up.
Well, let's see what we have else here. Your brain uses up to 20% of all your body's oxygens and calories. Well, it seems such a waste of some people.
So maybe you just need to think harder. You don't need to eat that little. You just think harder all day long, and your brain just eats up all the stuff that you put in your face.
Nah, it sounds exhausting. It's gonna make my head hurt. Yeah. I already hate it, like when you get a good idea but relatively close before you go to bed, and then you try to fall asleep, but your brain races for the next 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, but remember, you're burning calories, mate.
Okay.
Yes. So. Yeah.
Apparently, apart from identical twins, every single person on Earth has a unique smell. I can vouch for that. I lived in Frankfurt, I rode the subway system, and some of them are quite special smelling. Some are actually like where you can see like people that regularly commute that train at that time.
Yeah.
And that day, if a certain hobo enters, you see all of the regulars inhale deeply, and because he just walks past and exits into the next wagon and then exits the subway, just already that you don't have to breathe. It's always funny if you have a newbie next to you, because you're gonna see that moment when actually that smell hits him in the face, like like a profi boxer fist, you know. I was the victim of it with friends of mine as well. They laughed their asses off, so I passed that one on.
Yeah. I actually have one of the popular, things that people think they really, know, but then again, it's just a misconception. The average life expectancy of a person in bygone eras.
Wasn't it like 30 years?
Yeah, but the fact is that the average life expectancy of 30 doesn't really mean that everyone was dying when they reached 30. But, when you factor in the fact that, they had a lot of...
people that lived to 40, people that lived to 20.
Yeah, one thing was infant mortality rates, obviously. Yeah. So people who never saw their first birthday even kept dying like flies, and that they were counted into the population anyway. And also, obviously, wars and whatnot would diminish the population as well. So when you hear that the average life expectancy would be 30, it obviously doesn't really reflect the actual age that the people reached. So if they could maybe cut out the infant mortality and the war dead or whatever, that would be much closer to what the natural life cycle of a person back then would be.
I would set the natural life circle around 40 to 50 as a good average, because that's where the most pains and aches starts, or you get your appendix stuff, and I think that's a more reasonable 40 to 50.
Yeah.
Because that's also the time where you start to take maybe more medications for illnesses, and so where we now pushed further the border of what we can do.
Yep.
But you know what? I might be intelligent. When I can.
Is that so?
Yeah, according to the next point, I might be having a rather high IQ. A higher IQ is correlated with more dreams. Does it count if they are all fucking horrifying and terrifying dreams? But I have them pretty much every night. Actually, so that I can remember that I have them.
Yeah.
So it's a curse to have such a high IQ as me.
Yes, I really pity you.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
But for that, you're 1 centimeter shorter at night as you are at day.
Yeah. I'm trying to make a dick joke here, but I'm just...
Yeah, I was also thinking... Yeah.
I'm just falling short!
Really? Doesn't count.
Okay. I think that would be the perfect time to actually end this fast.
Yeah, definitely. I think we should end that show. And we should continue off that list in the next episode. Because I still have 17 points ahead of me.
Well, let's do that.
Yeah, so I think that was one angry and weirdly concepted episode.
Yeah.
But I think still rather informative.
Yes, this has been a public service announcement from We're Not Here to Please You.
And don't forget, don't swallow razor blades.
I'm Nolan Overton.
I'm Brandon Stedham.
And we're the No BS Podcast,
where you can come listen to our comedic, informational, entertainment podcasts.
every week on iTunes. Or
And
our website at...
We do have a website?
Yes.
www.nobspodcast.com.
Thanks, and I hope you'll join us. Ciao.